Hey, it's the boss. Today we're going to have a look at a bit of FSR4 and how to overclock an AMD graphics card. Today we're going to be overclocking my graphics card, that one there. I'm going to show you how to overclock it and power limit it so your temps aren't going through the roof. Okay, so here we are. We have Adrenaline software on the right side, perhaps the left, and we have the game on, which is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers on the left or the right. I'm not too sure which one it is, but we have software and the game running at the moment. So at the moment, as you can see, we're running a power limit of 10. Just going to bring that to 0. And you're going to see on the other side that the wattage comes down. So the base 9070 XT, this one right here, is 330 watts. I found personally with an overclock and a little bit of a voltage offset, you can get the same performance, if not better, with lower wattage and lower temperature. So if we see the temperature here, we have a hotspot of 81, which is pretty conservative if you ask me. The fan speed's about, what are the fans on? Let's have a look what we're looking at. About 45. We'll just change the power slider. And the temps have already gone up to 84. The settings that I've actually dialed in, you see how we're getting 92 FPS? If we bring the power slider back to 0, we still get 92 FPS. But if we bump it down lower, so now at 335, I'm seeing wattage. So we bring it down -5. We've lost about 1/2 an FPS. We've just bounced back to 92. We're sitting at 314 watts. My personal go-to, this is on the latest driver as well. That's how we've got FSR4 running in the background with Wu Chang. Power limit -10, getting about 290, and getting about 91 FPS. We'll just go back into Adrenaline. Now with this, you have to do it by increments if you're gonna do it on the fly like this. If you set it too aggressive, it will crash the system. So we have to, as I showcase it, I'll show slowly. So you guys at home, or girls, with your card, your RAM's going to be stock. So, which is 2518 with default memory timings. The go-to and most cards that can do is 2814. The reason we set it to 2814 is because there's an offset. So the offset actually equals 2799. So 2800. Now, if we have a look at the frequency for a setting, for a second, and we look at the hotspot temperature. So before was 81, now we're at 77 on the hotspot. But let's have a look at the frequency and see where our FPS sort of go. So let's say we bring the memory down to stock. Our give and takes 95 FPS. We didn't lose any there. I am also recording on the same system. So still 94. You gotta be sensible with this. I don't want to crash the video either. So we lost about 1 FPS. Now we like, oh, I saw 92 there for a second. So we lost 1 FPS so far. Let's bring that back to stock. The max frequency offset, I find your max frequency offset, set that the same as the voltage offset. So it doesn't overshoot with the core frequency, because if we say go plus 50, or let the voltage offset determine what the maximum frequency is, it might overshoot it and crash it, especially on certain games. I like to set my overclocks to a uniform, you could say like multi-sex, sort of all games, not just one game, not just a ray tracing title, not just a DirectX 11 or DirectX 12 or Vulkan. Just set it and forget it. That's sort of the tune that I go for, and I've always got good sort of things going for that. So what we will do is slowly bring back the voltage offset, and we'll see where our FPS came from. So we should see the core clock come down in frequency. Also bring that back to 0. We haven't lost much, but we are using 330 watts. And our hotspot is 81. This game might be really pushing it the way I don't want it to push it, and it also might be because we're recording as well. So let's say we go the power limit. If that didn't change anything. But then if we bring the power limit minus 10, we're going to use, say, 60 watts less, because this card is rated to 364 watts. It's the gaming OC Gigabyte. Bring that power limit down to minus 10. And let's go a little bit more aggressive. Okay, now it's now on 92 FPS. Just bring that back. 93 FPS. 94. So we're sacrificing about 33 watts for about 1.5 FPS. But also getting a lot better temperature running that. So instead of 82, we're going to go, let's say 78, 77. It's about 4 degrees, give and take. But then, so we lost 2 FPS. Let's get the FPS back. So we'll bring the memory up slowly. Ooh, I didn't do default timings either. Maybe we'll do default timings to see where that lands. They didn't really change. Okay. We'd have to do a more deep dive test with other games, but majority of the time that I've seen, you can run, say, 300 watts, good temps, with an undervolt or voltage offset to bring the core frequency higher. So we'll go back slowly to 2814 with fast timings. Now at 95 FPS. Wow. And then let's leave the max frequency offset to 0. And let's be a bit aggressive on the voltage offset. So right now it's, say, 3090 megahertz, 3100. I might do it slowly. So now we're in 3144, I saw. Yeah, 3140. Let's go negative offset 45. I'm getting 96 FPS now. Let's see if touching this minus 45 brings the frame rate down. It's mainly to change that cap, that bump of instability and having stability, which is the max frequency offset. Because you want it to be stagnant, but you don't want it to go up very high and then come down and go up. That's going to cause the instability. You want that nice stagnant, flat sort of frequency. Let's go max frequency offset minus 45. We didn't lose FPS, and we can see it's 3150. Bring that back to 0. So don't be scared of that offset. That's just your peak. I just saw it go to 3155, so that's fine. So that's going to keep us from being unstable and stable. And that's sort of what you want to do. Like, we can take this now and give it all the wattage we can. You know, we got free 8 pins, 364 or 365 watts TDP, which is a max TDP. So we can whack that on right now. You can see it. We're sitting at hotspot 76, 77, 300 watts on the card. I wouldn't go any lower. If you start going lower with wattage, you can definitely take a dip in performance. I can show that as well. But you can see 96 FPS. Now the hotspot's going to go back up. You can see the wattage is 350, 354, 353. We got maybe half, say, I want to say maybe half an FPS because we're hitting that 97 now. '98 when we're not looking at it. But that's hard to determine because there's factors in play. So I would go off the power limit. So from 83 Celsius to a power limit of 0, 81. Then we go minus 10. Still 96 FPS. 78 degrees. Now this is where it can get detrimental. With a negative 15 on the power limit, we're going to take a dip. So 280. We've lost about FPS. Say 20. And now we're going down in performance 94. And I wouldn't want it so low because it might affect your 1% lows as well, which would be interesting to see in the future. You know, the card runs cool, 73 degrees, 250 watts, 265 watts. I personally wouldn't. If you're overheating really badly, of course you can do something like that. But that is sort of how you do it. So to get in here, we're obviously using the Adrenaline software. We don't use MSI Afterburner. We don't use any of the other, sort of third-party tools. We don't need to. So it's Adrenaline. From home to performance, you have your metrics here. You can obviously you run a custom metrics. You go to the tuning, and there you are. And the best part is, you can adjust your zero fan RPM, advanced controls, your fine tuning. I like my card dead, like quiet as possible with the maximum performance you can get, which is 40% on the fan speed. So it's off or 40%. You can see here, 2000 RPM. So that is the fan. I really like the software because the one thing I've been hoping and dreaming until I got AMD, I've never sort of found it before, is you can load profiles and you can save the profiles. You can actually have a hard copy of your profile and off you go. So that's that. And here's FSR4 with the new driver. Currently we're running the latest driver, just came out yesterday. It is the 25.8.1. Hope you guys liked the video. I wore the hat because it is ice cold outside and I put the glasses on because they look nice. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. If you can, you don't have to get yourself a free pin. But main thing is, where is it? This right here, that's important. Do the right thing. Get the good stuff and you'll be fine. Best of luck. Join the Discord. See if you can beat my score in maybe still Nomad. I run quite a high score. Yeah, it would be good to see. It would feel good to be beaten for once because at the moment it's chalk and cheese. No one's even getting close to me. So see you next time. Bye bye.